Anything to cool off from this heat, I think we'll all certainly take it. 82 as you're waking up in Waco, 89 in DFW. I hope that's accurate because that is certainly really hot. Abilene at 87, Austin at only 80 degrees. We're talking about a lot of cloud cover to the northern part of the state as this frontal system is starting to try to push its way back up to the north. That means we're not going to get any kind of rain or significant cloud cover. We're starting off the morning with a little bit, but those southerly winds are just going to push anything left over out of our viewing area entirely. And unfortunately, we could use the rain. Here is the latest on the lake levels across the entirety of the region. They're not looking good. This is why we have a lot of water restrictions in place popping up even more county by county, because this is where all of our fresh water comes from. And when you're at 60% full, that's certainly not good. All right, we're talking about more of that heat kind of hanging around throughout much of this evening. We're talking about that heat advisory. Yeah, staying in effect till 8 o'clock tonight. More than likely, it will get extended. Actual high temperatures, though, and they're not getting much better. As you're heading out the door, though, 79 is about the coolest we're going to get today, but those south-southwesterly winds are still going to be very strong. We're talking gusts getting up to about 20, 25, and even 30 miles an hour. Most of that should be taking place during the overnight, but certainly breezy. 105 is going to be your high today. Nothing but clear skies. But with clear skies, strong winds, high heat, yep, very high fire danger with a new red flag warning in effect for the I-35 corridor and all of our westernmost counties. No campfires, no burning, and of course, no fireworks, because even during the night, it's not calming down. 79 for the low tonight in Waco and Marlin, 80 for Corsicana, 81 College Station, 77 for Killeen and Fort Temple. What about your next 48 hours? Is there going to be any kind of activity? Well, sort of. Outside of our viewing area. That's why I went with the zoomed out map here. We're talking about this system kind of pushing its way back to the north, and then another system tries to come through, brings a little bit of shower activity to the I-20 corridor, and then it kind of just fizzles out. Southerly winds keep any kind of rain and moisture out of our region. We might get a little bit of leftover clouds here and there, but that's just going to be during the late evening into the overnight hours. We're kind of on the edge of this heat dome. So the heat dome itself is actually sitting right over the Gulf of Mexico. So that's why you're seeing a lot of the Gulf states with those heat advisories, heat warnings, you name it. But it's still going to be hot, whether you're just on the outskirts of the heat dome or not. Of course, when it's still just in a nice high pressure system, you don't get any clouds, you don't get any rain, you don't get much relief. That's why our 7-day is almost a repeat every single day. Every day we're looking at 105, 104, same for the Brazos Valley. Nothing but sunshine is going to be sticking around in the forecast. Overnight lows aren't really going to be all that low. We're talking about getting some record high low temperatures as we make our way throughout this week. We're talking about more of those low 80s, upper 70s, middle triple digits, 104, 105, you name it. I'm not seeing a whole lot of relief in the forecast whatsoever. Now, that's why we call it the dog days of summer.